welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to do a little travel recap, kind of like what we learned from our road trip, things we liked, things we didn't like, and so on, and just kind of give you tips for road tripping in general and specifically where we went. So I made a list. So I'll kind of be looking down and that's what I'm looking at. I wanted to remember specific things to tell you, and I knew the only way to do that would be to make a list. So number one was that everybody was so friendly. Like I had said in the last video, people were saying like, oh, they don't really like people from California and Texas and so on, and I wasn't worried about that. And there's no reason to be. Nobody was rude. Everybody was so nice. Everybody was like so, I don't want to say impressed, but like so excited that we were from California and they were asking us questions. A lot of people hadn't been to California, so it was kind of cool to like trade information or share information on like where you could go here, and you know, we'd tell them where they could go in California. So that was really cool. Personally, my favorite was Flagstaff. I think Pease might have been the same. I would check with him on that, but I know that we were expecting to love Texas more than Arizona, and we just really liked it in Flagstaff. The Grand Canyon is something that P really wanted to see, and I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't mind. Like, I don't want to not see it, but it's not something that I was like, oh, I have to see it before I die. Oh my gosh, you guys, the Grand Canyon was gorgeous. I highly recommend that you go see the Grand Canyon if you haven't. It was spectacular. It was not what I expected. I don't know. I just thought it was like literally like a little, I don't know. I just thought it was like a little thing in the ground. Like you just look down at it like, okay, it's small. I didn't expect it to be so ginormous. Like everywhere we looked, I was like, this doesn't look real. It looks fake. So that was so amazing, and like every different part you were at, there was different colors, different things. It was beautiful and super interesting, and there was a lot of wildlife that was adorable. Our favorite two places to eat were Pita Jungle in Flagstaff and Magnolia Table in Waco, Texas. Magnolia Table was phenomenal. I think there's a lot of like, people think that it's at the same place as the Silos. It's not, and it's actually used to be a diner or like a breakfast place in Waco that the locals all went to back in the early 1900s, I believe. And then it shut down, so Chip and Joanna bought it and redid it, and the menu is phenomenal. The food is so delicious, the decor is dreamy, and it was seriously like the best food. I could not complain. I would eat that every single day. I was really impressed, and so was P. And their coffee, you guys, I think we got the pecan coffee. Oh my gosh, it was just so dreamy. If you haven't seen us eat there, or the pictures from it, sorry, I thought I saw a bug. If you haven't seen the pictures from it or our road trip vlog of Magnolia Table, I'll link all the road trip vlogs down below. It is a must-see. The decor, and they had the system down to a T. I was so impressed with that. Like, we thought we were not going to be able to get a table, that it was going to take a long time. The parking lot was so full. And let me tell you, you literally get in line, put your name in, they get your phone number, you go to the next guy, he texts, make sure that it's your right number and everything, and it's going through. Then you go, like, hang out, you can take pictures or meet people, which we did both, and then you could also order coffee or pastries from one area, and we just waited till we got inside, so we just kind of like mingled with people and stuff and took pictures. And then they text you that your table's ready. You literally walk up, they let you in, they take you to your table, boom. It was so adorable. And next to us was like a family from Waco, and they had a kindergartner that had just graduated, so it was really adorable, and the food was beyond amazing. As far as Magnolia Table, Magnolia Farms, all of that, I highly recommend that you go to Magnolia Table. We liked seeing the store, and we liked seeing the like silos and everything, and it was good for pictures, but we could have lived without it. We literally spent like 20 minutes in the store and like 20 minutes walking around. It was really cool, but it would have been fine if we didn't see it. We didn't buy anything really at the home store, did we? We bought magnets that were really cute, but everything was pretty pricey. And the store was so busy, the lines were so long. The clothes were really cute and stuff, but it was pretty pricey, at least to us. So definitely recommend the restaurant. The silos and everything are cool, but if you only have time for one thing, go to the restaurant. The drive is so much fun, but it's also very daunting. We had our moments where we were just like, we are so sick and tired of being in the car. Like, our butts hurt, everything hurts. We just want to get out. Our legs hurt. Like, we are just done. So that was so awful. But we did a lot of driving. Like, we did the whole trip in probably 7 days or less. I think we came back on Saturday and we had left. Yeah, I think we did it in like 7 days, if not like 6 to 8 days. I think it was 7 though. So it was a lot of ground to cover in that amount of time. And we could have taken longer, you know, we could have stayed in more hotels and stuff, but just be prepared for anything, I would say, if you're on the road trip, because we were planning to camp and stuff, and we slept in the car 2 days. But we were just driving a lot of the time, and we got a few hotels that were cheap. So yeah, we were planning to camp every other day, but it just didn't happen. It would have been tough with the weather. It was pretty cold at night, and even in the car it was cold, but thank goodness we had brought stuff for camping, so we had blankets and stuff like that. But just be aware that it is worth it, but it is very tough if you're going that much. I think one day we drove, gosh, I can't remember the longest we drove in one day, but it was so, like, we're over it. From Flagstaff to Albuquerque, New Mexico, slept in the car for a few hours, like maybe 3 to 4 hours, then got up and drove straight to Texas, all the way to Waco. So that was such a long day. And then it just makes everything else long because you're just like, oh my gosh, I want to get out of the car, I want to get out of the car. So, and then you're like, I don't want to stop because it's going to take away time. So it was a lot. But we did have a lot of fun. We definitely listened to podcasts, and just things like that really helped us get through. Sleeping in the car, again, was so rough, but I think as long as you have some camping essentials or just some basic essentials as far as like baby wipes really helped us. Having all of our hygiene stuff in the car and not in the trunk or anything, so we could reach our toothbrushes, our mouthwash, everything like that. Blankets, that was huge. That was really helpful for us. Even the pillows, P would even put like pillows behind his back or under his butt, like to make his drive more comfortable. Like I said, be prepared for anything. Be prepared to change plans. Some things just will not work. It just happens that way, you know. Some plans just fall through. So be prepared for lots of things. Check rest stops. That's huge. That's something we didn't do. We didn't really think about like any rest stops being closed or anything like that. And actually, all of New Mexico rest stops were closed since like 2016 or something. They don't have it in the budget, so they don't have any rest stops open. That was a challenge. Driving at night, trying to figure out where to go to the bathroom or like where to even just take a break to stop, and then rest stops not being open was pretty tough. So, and honestly, between Arizona and Texas, like once you get to Texas, I feel like there's a lot more stops, but getting out of Arizona, going to New Mexico, there was not much to stop, especially at night. We couldn't see, and there was huge gaps where there was nothing. There was no like restaurants, there was no gas stations to be seen, so being aware of that is huge. And then one of the last things I want to share is the parking pass, or the park pass that you get when you go into the Grand Canyon, is actually good for 7 days. So that's why we ended up going back, because we're like, it's still good, we might as well drive back through. So we were really happy that we did that. And the lady said, like, people don't know these are good for 7 days. They think they're just good for a day. So make sure you use it, because it is, I think it was $30, which it all goes to the park and everything, so that's fine. Like, I can't remember, I think it was 30. That was just the amazing part, is that we could use it more than once. So we went back through, and on the way back it was so much better. It was actually a weekend day, and so there was a little more crowding, but also they had like wildlife people out there, so they had like animals that they had rescued, and they were talking to you about them, and then kind of talking to you about causes, about the environment and everything like that. So that was super awesome and really exciting to see. But I think that's all I wanted to share with you guys about road trip tips and tricks and everything of the sort. Having an ice chest, that's another big one. Having something that you can keep stuff cold in is really helpful. Having just snacks in case you get stuck anywhere, in case there's nowhere to stop, that is huge. So if you're going on a road trip, let me know down below where you're going. I'd love to hear. If you want to check out our road trip videos, I'll leave them down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you're new, like if you like, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!